Lindsey Graham is here for the very first time, making his rounds as a presidential candidate. And you know, we're almost outnumbered because we have two South Carolinians. So we're almost outnumbered, the three of us.
I didn't either. All my life. So.
You're in the right place.
Great to have you here. Yes. Welcome. Especially.
Do you believe the Ayatollah's been trying to build a bomb, not a power plant? I think he's been trying to build a bomb.
I think there are huge implications for 2016. If she says enforcement is so important, then these were my concerns. For another 7 days, then Iran has 3 days to comply. So that's a total of 24 days so that we don't actually know what's happening behind closed doors.
Here's the big deal. You guaranteed them weapons even bigger just by the passage of time. There's no requirement, President. They wouldn't.
We're very supportive of immigration reform.
Still am.
So
that's
you're
not true.
Okay. Well, how is it not true?
Well, because it's not. You're ineligible to stay under the bill
Senator,
we passed.
your bill doesn't do anything.
It would have eliminated sanctuary cities. It would sanctuary city program.
Do you support Kate's law?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense under the bill that
We have one of those 15 sitting right here, the gang of 15.
If we don't allow the governor of Ohio.
And let's look at some national polls. I mean, we've got to be fair and balanced here. We've got Monmouth University poll. This is from 2016, conducted recently. Look at the numbers here. Let's pull this up. We have Bush leading.
Is testing things other than that voice. I think that Carly Fiorina is an accomplished using national polling at a time when it really doesn't matter. Give everybody an equal chance to have their say. And at the end of the day, the statistical difference between 10 and 16, you can't even determine. The margin of error is 5 points in ID, and who you've heard is not the way for the Republican Party to deal with. Isn't
it up to the candidates to get the names out? Because if there was a golf company that said we have this great strategy, they weren't doing well, and they said we've got all these great products that are being launched in 2 or 3 years. Well, that's too late. We need it now. So we need the candidates. If you want to get in the debates, we need the candidates to speak out,
not just on this network, but in other channels to get your message out. So you know, it can't just be name ID. Harris, it has to be bigger than that.
Because what you're talking about is South Carolina,
do you think if my dad,
Iowa, New Hampshire.
Come on, guys, listen.
Yeah.
We've got really good candidates, and they need to be heard. And if we fail, we fail.
All right, let's move on, Sandra. Let's talk a little bit
of your wages. She's going to increase the size of the government. Lindsey Graham, and I think every other Republican, would deregulate this country.
What do you attribute to this rise in violence that we're seeing across the country right now?
Federal prison, I should say, and give a speech about letting inmates go, because Democrats would have you believe that's our biggest problem, overcrowding in prisons.
He's taken his foreign policy.
County that I grew up in, Richland County, you're familiar with
Richland very much
where the State House is, in Columbia, South Carolina. The PIO, the Public Information Officer, was my former co-anchor there in local news. And they need to build unity in the community. This is something they've done. First of all, the sheriff is transparent. They have a Citizens Advisory Council made up of citizens. They get to see video, transcripts, everything, and then they make their own recommendations. They know the kids, they know the families, so that if you are going to snitch, you go to the CAT team.
Part of what was also a challenge, as I understood it in Baltimore,
environment, and when you have a tax structure where nobody can create a job, you're going to get Baltimore. Or Islamic terrorist groups with safe havens, men, weapon, and equipment to attack America at any time since 9/11. Political system. At the end of the day, young people are not going to live in dictatorships for our convenience any longer. I don't want Gaddafi back. I don't want Saddam Hussein back.
His place.
Because of Obama who fought in Iraq, you did your job. Barack Obama withdrew because of a political promise he made. General Keane and everybody else said if we had 10,000 left in Iraq, ISIL wouldn't exist today.
All right,
can I just say one more thing? And
sure.
If they see something, say something. I'm so proud of this police officer for saying something and thwarting